E.N.D here, day 7 for the spoilers of the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth. Leave me a comment. How much would you bid for the One Ring? It seems that there is a bidding war and the value is skyrocketing. Anyway, let's start. And I want to start with the first bid, 309,000 US dollars for the One Ring by Mystery MTG, and this amount will be paid in cash. But that's not the highest bid. Cash Cards Unlimited and Cassius Marsh are offering 500,000 US dollars. That's half a mil. Don't be tempted by the ring. Don't accept any offer less than 1 mil. And if they offer you 1 million, don't accept it. That card would be unique. Took Reaper for 1 and 1 white, it's a 2-1. When she dies, the ring tempts you. And if you don't know how to play the ring tempts you, I did a tutorial explaining this particular mechanic, how it works. Revive the Shire for 1 and 1 green. Sorcery, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Create a food token. Out of the Grey Host 3 and 1 black enchantment saga. Chapter 1, you and target opponent each create a food token. Chapter 2, each opponent loses 3 life, create a treasure token. Chapter 3, create 3 tapped 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. Eomer of the Riddermark 4 and 1 red, it's a 5/4 with haste. Whenever it attacks, if you control a creature with greatest power among creatures on the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Fear Fire Foes X and 1 red sorcery. Damage can be prevented this turn. Fire Foes deals X damage to target creature and 1 damage to each creature with the same controller. Fiery Inscription 2 and 1 red enchantment. Enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Fire Inscription deals 2 damage to each opponent. The Mouth of Sauron 3, 1 blue and 1 black, etc. 4 enters the battlefield, target player mills 3 cards, then amass Orcs X, where X is the number of instant and sorcery cards in that player's graveyard. And if you don't know how to play amass Orcs, I did a tutorial explaining this particular mechanic, how it works. The Battle of Baywater for 1 and 2 white sorcery. Destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater, then create a full token for each creature you control. Saradok, Master of Buckland for 3 and 1 white, it's a 2/4. When he or another non-token creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 white halfling creature token. Tap 2 other untapped halflings you control. Saradok gets +2/+0 and gain lifelink until end of turn. Goldberry River Daughter for 1 and 1 blue, it's a 1/3. Tap, move a counter of each kind not on Goldberry River Daughter from another target permanent you control onto Goldberry. For 1 blue, tap, move 1 or more counters from Goldberry onto another target permanent you control. If you do, draw a card. Elvish Mariner for 2 and 1 blue, it's a 3/2. Whenever it attacks, scry 1. Whenever you scry, tap up to X target non-land permanent, where X is the number of cards looked at while scrying this way. Ringrets 4 and 2 black, it's a 5/5. Enters the battlefield, target creature opponent control get -3/-3 until end of turn. If that creature is legendary, its controller loses 3 life. When the ring tempts you, return Ringrets from your graveyard to your hand. Assault on Osgiliath X and 3 red. Sorcery, amass Orcs X. Then Goblins and Orcs you control gain double strike and haste until end of turn. Elven Chorus for 3 and 1 green enchantment. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. Creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Eleanor Gardner 3 and 1 green, it's a 2/4. Enters the battlefield, create a food token. At the beginning of your end step, if you sacrificed a food this turn, you may search your library for a basic land card. Put that card on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Sharky Tyrant of the Shire 2, 1 blue and 1 black, it's a 2/4. Activated abilities of lands your opponent controls can be activated unless they are mana abilities. It's a nice creature against fetch lands. He has all activated abilities of lands your opponent control except mana abilities. Mana of any type can be spent to activate Sharky's ability. Smeagol Helpful Guide for 1 black and 1 green, it's a 4/2. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, target opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land card. Put that card on the battlefield tapped under your control and the rest into their graveyard. Horn of the Mark 4/2 legendary artifact. Whenever 2 or more creatures you control attack a player, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Shagrat Loot Bearer, 2-1 black and 1 red, it's a 4-4. Whenever it attacks, attach up to 1 target equipment to it, then amass Orcs X, where X is the number of equipment attached to Shagrat. King of the Old Breakers, 2-1 white and 1 black, it's a 3-3 with flying. Whenever King of the Old Breakers or another spirit you control becomes the target of a spell, it phases out. Whenever King of the Old Breakers or another spirit you control phases in, create a tapped 1-1 white spirit creature token with flying. It's a nice add to your spirit deck. Shelob, Child of Angoyat, 4-1 black and 1 green, it's an 8-8, it's a rare spider demon. Honestly, I thought Shelob would be a mythic card. Death Touch, Ward 2. Other spiders you control have Death Touch and Ward 2. Whenever another creature dealt damage this turn by a spider you control dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a food artifact with 2. Tap, sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life and loses all other card types. Mythic cards. The Watcher in the Water, 3 and 2 blue, it's a 9-9. The Watcher in the Water enters the battlefield with 9 stun counters on it. Whenever you draw a card during an opponent's turn, create a 1-1 blue tentacle creature token. Whenever a tentacle you control dies, untap up to 1 target Kraken and put a stun counter on up to 1 target non-land permanent. Spiteful Banditry, for X and 2 red, an enchantment, enters the battlefield, it deals X damage to each creature. Whenever 1 or more creatures your opponent controls die, you create a treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn. For only 2 red mana, unless you want to do some damage to each creature, you can have a very powerful enchantment that can give you a treasure token each turn. Last but not least, the Sword of Aragon, Anduril, Flame of the West, for 3 legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +3/+1. Whenever equipped creature attacks, create 2 tapped 1-1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. If that creature is legendary, instead create 2 of those tokens that are tapped and attacking. Equip for 2. So that was the last card for this particular day 7 of the spoilers of the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth. Join me again tomorrow for another day full of spoilers. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.